Indiana Fever beat the Dallas Wings 102-83. This was a highly anticipated game because it was going to be the first time that Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers would be going up against one another in.
The Indiana Fever crushed the Dallas Wings 102-83 in a game that everyone had been waiting to see. For the first time ever, Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers faced each other as WNBA players, bringing their legendary rivalry to the professional stage. For 5 years, basketball fans had watched these two superstars go head-to-head, starting from high school and continuing through college. Clark went to Iowa, while Bueckers chose UConn. In their college matchups, Clark usually came out on top, especially during March Madness where she put on unforgettable performances. But critics like Gino Auriemma questioned whether Clark's game would work in the WNBA. Last night, all those doubts were answered in the most spectacular way possible. Clark didn't just win, she made history in a way that only she has ever done twice. If you're excited about the records she broke, comment CC Record Breaker and let's get into it. This rivalry started way back in high school when both Clark and Bueckers were the top recruits in the country. They had completely different styles. Clark was all about explosive scoring, deep threes, and incredible passing, while Bueckers played with smooth efficiency, a deadly mid-range game, and court vision that was just as sharp as Clark's.
Hey Caitlin, you've known Paige since middle school, AAU. You guys were on the U19 World Cup team together. Is there anything that maybe stood out then about her, whether it be on or off the court, that maybe still reigns true today?
I mean, I feel like she's played in the same manner that she has since she was, whether we were on the U16 team together, U19 team together, whether it was me watching her in AAU, like she's always just been smooth. She takes what the game gives her. Her midi has always been as nice as it's been this year. She just plays way older than she is. Like she's confident, she's smooth, she just does everything at a high level, can score from all three levels. And that's how she's always played, and that's obviously true.
College paths took them in different directions. Bueckers joined Gino Auriemma's legendary UConn program, while Clark went to Iowa, a team hungry to prove itself. This set up epic NCAA tournament battles that defined both players' careers. Clark's Iowa squad crushed Bueckers' championship dreams in March Madness, including a 41-point masterpiece that sent the Huskies home early. Clark dominated their head-to-head matchups, winning 2 out of 3 college meetings.
And a lot of people are saying, oh, everything is she was Caitlin before Caitlin, she's better than Caitlin and all this stuff. That kind of stopped in the media. Caitlin Clark put up better numbers in the WNBA.
Lists took sides, creating a mythical rivalry that went far beyond college basketball. Gino Auriemma had some harsh words about Clark's game. He criticized her shot selection and doubted whether she could succeed in the WNBA like his own star Bueckers could. Auriemma believed Bueckers' fundamentals were better suited for the professional level. Clark's explosive scoring and Bueckers' smooth efficiency represented 2 completely different ways to play basketball.
And Diana said it best, this kid's in for a rude awakening. And they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing that she said. But nobody's printing, Diana Taurasi was right. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to...
Power and creativity, the other about control and precision. Both players entered the WNBA with fans eagerly waiting for their first pro showdown. Clark had the 2-1 college advantage, but there were still questions about whether her game would translate to the next level. The anticipation was huge. ABC picked up the game nationally, knowing it would draw massive ratings. Clark's recent struggles with the Fever made this matchup even more important. Her team had just lost embarrassing games to teams like the LA Sparks and Golden State Valkyries, teams they should have easily beaten.
Our player development coach yesterday, and he was just sent me a few things of even Steph going through a slump. I think he was 27 for his last 70 or something like that. The best in the world go through it, and I think that's where you can find your confidence. And I think the thing I always fall back on is like, I know how hard I've worked, so this isn't something that's going to last, and the best players in the world go through this. So I feel like I'm getting good shots, and I think that's why it's frustrating, because those are the shots that I make.
Behind the scenes, a serious battle was brewing between Clark and her coach Stephanie White. Clark wanted to push the tempo and create fast break opportunities, while White preferred a slower, more controlled half-court style. This clash in basketball philosophy created real tension within the organization. Clark thrived on transition basketball, but White's system didn't allow for that explosive style.
Stretch, this is a big game for us. I think we've struggled in the fact that we're able to play one good game, and then we play a bad game, then we play a good game, then we play a bad game. So I think for us is like, we got to find a way to be able to stack really good games together, and then we go on the road, and we're on a back-to-back, which is just a challenge in itself. No matter who you're playing, we play Connecticut, then we play New York. So I think Steph's message was, yes, All-Stars coming up, that break's coming up, but our focus is on these 3 games that we have left. So in that sense, I do think it's critical that our focus just remains on the game in front of us, and I feel like that's what everybody in the locker room is doing.
To a head during a heated sideline exchange during the Atlanta Dream game, with cameras catching every word of their intense discussion. The visible disagreement between them revealed just how deep their conflict really was. Lineup changes made everything worse. Clark was returning from injury and trying to find her rhythm again. Dyra Stantis was back from playing with her national team. These disruptions completely threw off their chemistry.
There is definitely something going on within the locker room, the front office. Something is off, man. This is the 3rd situation in one game we have had involving Caitlin Clark and the coaching staff and pretty much another player. And it looked like Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White definitely had a situation where they was in a heated exchange right before.
Struggled to establish consistent rotations and offensive flow, with players still figuring out their roles. Missed shots piled up game after game. Turnovers killed promising possessions. The fast break magic that Clark thrived on was completely missing. As Clark herself admitted, the team couldn't string together good performances. They would play well one game, then terribly the next. Clark.
It can be frustrating when your shot isn't going in the way that you want it to, but then I look at the box and it's like, I'm really 4 shots away from having a really good game, a really good shooting game. So that's where you find your confidence, and I know those are shots that I can make, and I'm never going to stop shooting. So, until I break out of it, I'm just going to keep launching, and that's all I know, and I'm still confident in everything.
Clark's shooting struggles became a major concern during this stretch. She acknowledged going through a slump but remained confident, saying she would never stop shooting and comparing her situation to Steph Curry's occasional cold streaks. The Fever finally snapped their losing streak against Atlanta, but tensions between Clark and White remained high. The Dallas game became the ultimate test. Would White finally unleash Clark's preferred style? Or would the philosophical divide continue to hold the team back?
Lee Arue the other night had a season-high 18 points. Here's Boston turning the corner. Dishing to Hull. Extra feed Clark. A deep 3. You bet! And he actually brought up stats from a shooting slump Steph Curry went through. She said that made her feel a lot better. That pass will as well. Right on the money to Mitchell.
Cunningham attacked the closeout.
Clark, the rejection of Quinterly. Clark, the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done. Touchdown, Fever.
Set up the perfect storm for the Bueckers matchup, with Clark desperate to prove her approach could work at the professional level.
Here's Clark being hawked by Isaiah James. Clark sidestepping 3 is good. Clark backing down Quinterly. 6 to shoot, fading away and dropping it in. Beautiful. Here's Clark off the screen, through the lane, feeds Howard. Another assist for Clark. That's 13 as Howard is up to 18 points.
Then something magical happened. Stephanie White finally gave Clark exactly what she'd been asking for. Against Dallas, White made a crucial decision to let Clark control the tempo and run the offense her way. This wasn't just a small adjustment. White completely changed her approach and trusted Clark to lead the team at the pace she wanted.
From a shooting slump Steph Curry went through. She said that made her feel a lot better. That pass will as well. Right on the money to Mitchell. A tenacious start from Caitlin Clark. Here's Agumbawale off on a 3. Long rebound. Mitchell, you're not going to catch her. Kelsey Mitchell in for two. They elevate each other because of how hard they compete. Nice look, Aaliyah Boston with a gorgeous dime to Kelsey.
Early in the game, it wasn't clear if this strategy would work as both teams felt each other out in the first quarter. The Fever looked good but not spectacular. Clark was getting her teammates involved, but the real fireworks hadn't started yet. The Wings were keeping pace, and the game felt competitive.
Mitchell bounces, Boston, one more time. This time Mitchell delivering, and Boston up to 13 points. Indiana shooting 66%.
Then came the explosive second quarter when everything clicked. Clark started pushing pace like never before, finding teammates with those full-court touchdown passes. The Fever scored an incredible 36 points in that quarter alone, outscoring Dallas by 21 points in just 10 minutes. This wasn't just good basketball, this was basketball poetry in motion. Clark's teammates responded to her leadership in amazing ways. Kelsey Mitchell caught fire, scoring 20 points and extending her double-digit scoring streak to 21 games. Natasha Howard was running the floor like a gazelle, finishing with 18 points on nearly perfect shooting.
Cunningham the rebound. Cunningham swiftly up the floor, finds Howard for two. Sophie Cunningham making a huge impact off the bench, and Dallas will take a timeout.
In this lineup, Natasha Howard is the quickest post.
Aaliyah Boston was dominating inside, using her size and strength to control the paint. The chemistry between Clark and Boston was perfect. Clark would draw defenders with her speed, then find Boston for easy baskets. Sophie Cunningham provided the perfect spark off the bench, scoring 13 points and adding another scoring threat that Dallas couldn't handle. Here's what made this performance truly special. The Fever scored a franchise record 64 points in the first half, breaking the previous record set back in 2016.
Good dub. 2 in a row. 2 more to All-Star. Let's go.
W. Oh, Fever does. You already know what's coming. Bow, bow, bow. On to the next.
Hell yeah! Can you use that one? Let's go, baby. Give your girls the Christmas.
W. Now we gotta go get another one.
Bounce. Clark backing down Quinterly. 6 to shoot, fading away and dropping it in. Beautiful mid-range fadeaway from Caitlin Clark.
This also marked the highest scoring half by any WNBA team during the 2025 season. The Fever's 30 assists tied a franchise record, with 13 of those coming from Clark. The second quarter's 36-point output tied for the third most points scored in a single quarter in Fever franchise history. The team shot an incredible 76.2% from the field during this period, going on a blistering 33-9 run that lasted nearly 8 minutes. The Wings had no answers for this pace and energy. Clark's vision for fast-paced basketball was working perfectly at the professional level, proving that White had finally unleashed the monster, and the results were historic. But here's the moment that will be remembered forever. Clark didn't just win, she made WNBA history. While dominating the game, Clark was quietly putting together a stat line that had only been achieved once before in WNBA history.
Cunningham attacked the closeout.
Clark the rejection of Quinterly. Clark the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done. Touchdown Fever.
Sophie Cunningham runs the route and puts her hand up in the air, gives Caitlin Clark the target. Barely over the fingertips of Hines Allen. Beautiful, beautiful pass. Catch, in stride, finish. Beautiful basketball.
She was doing everything on the court, scoring when needed and setting up teammates perfectly. Clark had 14 points, showing she could score efficiently without forcing shots. She had 13 assists, proving she could make everyone around her better. And then the defensive plays started coming. Clark was reading passing lanes like a mind reader, anticipating the Wings' next move before they even made it. Here's the exact moment that made history. Clark recorded her 5th steal of the game, completing a stat line of 14 points, 13 assists, and 5 steals. This made Clark the only player in WNBA history to achieve this specific combination twice in her career. She now stands alone as the only player to post this stat line twice in an individual game. Clark's defensive impact went way beyond those 5 steals. She recorded a block that immediately led to a fast break assist to Sophie Cunningham, showing her complete court awareness and ability to create scoring opportunities through defensive plays. Every possession felt dangerous when Clark was on defense.
Feel like this was one of their best games as far as playing Fever basketball, which is a fast-paced style of basketball. They played Fever basketball for, I would say, about 75 to 80% of the game. And we have obviously seen this style of basketball, the style of basketball that we all know and love from the Indiana Fever, but we have only really seen it in short spurts. There have been so many games and so many times throughout this season where it feels like the Fever system is a slow down basketball type of system. Their offense wasn't running smoothly, but in this game, they were playing quick. They were moving the ball around. They had so many points off of the
Paige Bueckers and the Wings had no answer for Clark's complete game. The most telling statistic was Eric Ogunbowale going 0 for 10 from the field and finishing with only 2 points. Ogunbowale is supposed to be one of the Wings' best players, but Clark's defensive pressure and the Fever's team defense made her completely ineffective. The Wings' strategy of being physical with Clark backfired completely. They resorted to grabbing her off the ball and not switching screens, but Clark used their aggression to find open teammates and drive to the basket. Every time they tried to slow her down physically, she found a way to make them pay. The final score of 102-83 told the whole story. Clark had answered every critic and silenced every doubter who questioned her WNBA readiness. The prophecy is now complete. Clark has proven she belongs among the WNBA's elite while making history only she can claim. This blowout victory over Bueckers and the Wings shows the Fever's true potential when Clark is unleashed to play her style of basketball. The franchise records fell, the individual achievements piled up, and most importantly, the team chemistry finally clicked when White trusted Clark's vision. With the second half of 2025 approaching and this rivalry just beginning its professional chapter, basketball fans have every reason to be excited for what comes next. The Fever face challenging road games against Connecticut and New York ahead. If you're excited about the Fever now that Clark is back, then comment CC Record Breaker. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen and we'll see you in the next one.